Welcome back. From this lecture, we will try to understand the next topic in political science, which is state and sovereignty. State and sovereignty are very central to understanding political science. Right? The whole political science is either about justice, state, or power. Very interlinked things, but again, understanding state and understanding sovereignty becomes very important in conceptual terms and in application terms as well, in comparative politics, in international relations. You have a lot of applications of sovereignty, a lot of applications of concept of state. Then we will also see connection between sovereignty and globalization, and how globalization has affected sovereignty and sovereignty has affected globalization. Right? So we'll start with analysis of PYQs, whereby the first thing you will see is Marxist and liberal approach towards state, right? And comparative analysis. Very, very normal or very overused type of questions in political science are comparative analysis, right? Theoretical differences. So comparatively, when you study things, you will understand things better. In contrast, you understand things better, right? Then there is pluralist theory of state, right? Then Eurocentrism, as we have studied. What is Eurocentrism? Eurocentrism is basically hegemony of West, hegemony of West in academics. Then post-colonial theory of right? Post-colonial theory of state. Then liberal theory of state again in contemporary times, right? So you see the themes are repeating. Either you see comparative sense, whereby UPSC asks compare and contrast, or UPSC asks give contemporary relevance, examine the contemporary relevance, right? Then feminist theory of state or feminist critique of state. There is no feminist theory of state per se, but there is feminist critique of state. Feminists have criticized state. They call state patriarchal, they call state male. Again, post-colonial theory of state. Post-colonialist have given theory of state. Short note on pluralist theory, neoliberal theory of state, neoliberal perspective of state, feminist theory of state, right? Challenges to sovereignty in contemporary world. What do you mean by contemporary world here? Right? Either globalization or COVID or rise of right. Rise of right. Right means people like conservative people like Trump. Rise of right. Then Marxist understanding of state. We have seen Marx's understanding of state. Marx has said state is an instrument of capitalist class, right? And how state is materialistic, right? We have actually seen this question. This is a analytical type of question. In Marx, we understood what is state, state forms superstructure, and in Marx, we understood how state is an instrument of capitalist class. Now, how that state is an instrument, that is a different question. We are going to see instrumentalist theory of state as well, right? Going ahead, going ahead, I will give you some analysis or some keywords in four dimensions: conceptual, comparative, international relations, and contemporary politics. Right? In usually UPSC asks questions in these four themes. Right? Concept, comparison, contemporary relevance, and international relations. Then again, Marxist and liberal state, pluralist state, feminist state, post-colonial state, neoliberal state, and Marx in material state of Marx. Right? So understanding what state means in different ideological point of views. Right? Understand what state is and compare and contrast state to understand state better. And comparing normative values of different theories of state becomes an important theme which UPSC asks again and again. right? Post-colonial theory, sovereignty challenged by globalization, sovereignty challenged by COVID, sovereignty challenged due to rise of United Nations and things like responsibility to protect. We are going to understand responsibility to protect in security concept of international relations, right? Then liberal state, all these things. In contemporary politics, again, feminist question, UPSC has habit of asking question about women. Again and again, there have been questions on women. Then again, post-colonial states, everything that is downtrodden, UPSC will ask questions on that. What is the frequency and what is the return of investment? On in all of the concepts topic like power, sovereignty, equality, rights, and justice, you will find a lot of questions coming again and again, right? Very particularly, pluralist theory of state, liberal theory of state, very high. Every year there are going to be questions on this, right? Feminist and post-colonial critic. Every year there is going to be a question, almost every year, right? Understanding sovereignty and globalization, right? It is helpful here as well and in international relations as well, right? So Eurocentrism, decolonization, again state in contemporary sense. All of these things are useful in international relations and in in understanding Indian government and politics. That is part 1B of our syllabus. There, there as well, the concepts become very important, right? So we understood PYQs on state and sovereignty, right? Pluralism is basically a theory of sovereignty. We have understood uh, we have understood what PYQs, what themes UPSC is asking question again and again. And from the next lecture, we'll understand theory of sovereignty. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next lecture where we will start sovereignty, monistic theory of sovereignty, and pluralist basis of sovereignty. And we'll try to finish globalization and effect of globalization on sovereignty. Okay, hope this was helpful. I start with sovereignty in the next lecture. Bye bye.